Okay, so after that really amazing side mission and taking a break, we're back with our blind playthrough of Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh my god, this game just never gets old. It really doesn't. And, I was just thinking to something. Dying Light 2, it took me a while to get that game done. But that was mainly because I was just taking a lot of breaks from the game and just doing other things. But those other things felt a lot more necessary compared to spending one more minute in Dying Light 2. But here, I'm doing the same with Dying Light 2 where I'm taking a break. But I'm taking a break and I'm taking it nice and slowly with this game. Just to come back to this game with a fresh mindset more often. Because this game is amazing. There is a better incentive for me to actually take longer to do this game compared to Dying Light 2. And I think it's just definitely something I want to give to this game. I want to give this game my fresh mindset to actually enjoy it for what it is. And of course, enjoy it for what it is doesn't sound like it's going to be the best game ever made, but no, this game really feels like one of the greatest games ever made at the moment. It's just so enticing, the side missions feel incredible, the enemy types are challenging, and they actually feel well designed. There's no RPG bullshit whatsoever. And interesting, it looks like when I'm sprinting, the enemies are more aware of me. I did not know that was a thing, the game did not tell me that. But it's good to learn new things, like I'm still learning new things with this game. It's like you think you've learned so much about this game, but then the game just says, nope, you haven't learned everything. That's just what this kind of surprise does with these kind of games. And I've never really played a game like it. I've never played a game like this where the surprises just never stop with this game. Occasionally with the likes of the Resident Evil games, like when I happen to stumble upon some new kind of design in Resident Evil 7 or Resident Evil 4, 5, 6, even Village, despite the fact that Village is a very underwhelming game. Those are great examples of games that just surprise you, keep on surprising you. But here, I just feel like the surprises are a lot more genuine and a little bit more interesting, because this is an open world game, and open world games generally don't do enough to make their systems enticing or to make your repeat playthroughs have something new to them. But this game isn't like that at all, and it's honestly incredible. For the third game ever developed by Tango Gameworks, they are clearly demonstrating that the time and budget that they put into this game is actually satisfying something crucial. Absolutely amazing. Oh wow, she did not like that. Whoa! Can I redirect those projectiles back at her? Probably not worth testing out, and she's... okay. Alright. Get spirited away. Like, I don't think I've ever played an open world game like this. Ever. Like, this feels a lot more engaging than the likes of Assassin's Creed Brotherhood and Revelations. This might be the best open world game I have ever played, by far. No other open world game can compare. Not even Marvel Spider-Man can compare to this. There's something that is so enticing about this game compared to Marvel Spider-Man. But maybe that's only because I haven't played Marvel Spider-Man in a long time. So maybe when I go back to that game, I'll think very differently about it. But Marvel Spider-Man has a really engaging open world. I love the character of Spider-Man. I love the way he interacts with the community. But, it's probably not a fair comparison, because that game is all about a live community, but this one is a dead world. Or rather, a world devoid of all life because of the fog. But somehow, it just has the same level of impact as a world that would have existed in an open world game had there been any life. Tango Gameworks, they need to be praised for what they have done with this game so far. Like, Resident Evil Village can receive a pat on the back for giving, like, Maggie Robertson the award for Best Voice Actor, which I do agree is a really good choice. Or they might get all this kind of fluff from their fans saying, oh, Resident Evil Village is one of the greatest games ever. But that does not compare to what this game has done. This game is speaking for itself compared to Resident Evil Village, which had to be so reliant upon the fan base's expectations to even understand if it was actually like a game worthy of praise or not. Like, it had to tell itself that based on fan perception. But this game doesn't need fan perception to be good. It delivers on so many levels. And the quality really shows. It really shows with this game. It doesn't need a third party to tell itself, oh, it's actually a great game. It speaks for itself, and that is why I'm giving it so much praise right now for Ghostwire Tokyo. Oh shit! Fucking Kuchisaki! Oh, she's not coming. I have no idea what Akito and KK were saying. I'll have to look back at the video. Oh, what's that? Oh wow, we can actually collect a straw doll as a collectible? A human-shaped doll made out of straw used to place ritualistic curses on others. We already know about that. Some people believe they can be used to put a curse on another person by use of rituals such as Ushi no Kokumairi, wherein the... Oh, why is the repeating twice? The doll is dressed in white clothes and has a nail driven into it. However, if the ritual were to be witnessed, then the curse will not take effect. This is awesome! So we were already informed of this in the side mission, but just to make sure that it's ingrained in your mind, they give you this as a collectible to clarify those same exact thoughts in the side mission. Those thoughts that were present in the side mission are present here. So you get additional information on that, which is amazing. Tango Gameworks does not settle on just giving you like a small amount of details. They try to flesh out their details even more, unlike Resident Evil Village. Or even The Evil Within 1. The Evil Within 1 had pretty vague dialogue and vague storytelling, which was definitely one of the things that added a lot of intrigue to the story. But at times, there was a lot of confusion with the way certain events played out, compared to The Evil Within 2, where I feel like it's hard to find a lot of moments of confusion with The Evil Within 2 based on the way it handles its lore and its documents and its characters and its dialogue. All of those aspects are pretty revealing, but still capturing the intrigue of the Evil Within series, whereas in the case of Evil Within 1 and Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village, they try to rely heavily on vague storytelling, but it presents with a lot of confusion, and in the case of Resident Evil Village, clearly, the developers were fooled so easily by the vague storytelling in Resident Evil 7 that they made very, very poor plot holes and very poor storytelling when telling the story of Ethan Winters, when telling the story of the mold, when telling the story of the BSAA, and that is why Resident Evil Village will never hold a candle to this game, and that's why new Capcom will never hold a candle to Tango Gameworks with the way they handle all this. Among the changes that a new code of laws in 1870 brought was that the use of dolls and curses became illegal. This is confusing, because we're talking about human laws. We're talking about a realm where, curses are thought of as superstition and not something that we would discuss in the realm of politics. So who's setting these code of laws? This is supposed to be some sort of sorcerers or something? Like people like KK, for instance, who are policing the code of laws, like trying to enforce those spiritual laws to stop the use of dolls and curses. Because I can't imagine any normal politician would ever want to talk about the whole idea of dolls and curses in some standard human meeting, basically. While not technically seen as a crime in modern days, isolated incidents of straw doll curse rituals still happen to this day. One such incident occurred in 2017? What a surprise, because Evil Within 2 released in 2017, and 2017 was when Resident Evil 7 released, and a lot of people saw Resident Evil 7 as just being a very strange choice for Resident Evil, but it was actually more befitting for Resident Evil than Resident Evil 1 for sure. On closer examination, this doll shows signs of being handled recently. Perhaps it was used in a ritual of its own not too long ago. God, I love reading up on lore. I really do. Just why couldn't this team handle Resident Evil Village? Why? Why could they not handle Resident Evil Village? I would gladly give Tango Gameworks the opportunity to make a different version of Resident Evil Village, but one that's actually good. But it's just so mind-boggling how low new Capcom could actually sink. And I even read something recently from a guy named Duskulum. You'll know him as being a famous leaker in the Resident Evil community, but... Oh, that's just the spirit. But I need to talk about a tweet that he left recently. I think it was like a few days ago. But he was talking about certain cut elements from Resident Evil Village. And I'll definitely talk about it later on when I feel like it's necessary. Oh, but let's go in here. Oh, shit! I didn't see that lamentation right there. Whoa! Alright. Yeah, wind and fire are the best ethereal weaving to use. What's this about? Quoting Sebastian Castellanos right there, but I can't go in that direction because there is fog in the way. I want to try the method I discovered recently, so let's see. Okay, he's coming this way, so I'm gonna hide over here. Yeah, this could be a pretty effective method. You just gotta make sure you pick your cover properly. Do these marionettes, do they come? Let's see. Yeah, she's coming. Yeah, this is gonna be so reliable, because like I said before in the previous videos, these later areas demand a lot of stealth. Huh, why don't I try climbing a nearby building? I guess there's something up there, so I guess that's what KK is acknowledging. I've never heard them say that before. The parking meter. I'm hearing all these lines I have not heard before. Wait, Shibuya 4 the HQ? Was that a police officer? God, as we're just unlocking more areas, the dialogue is really starting to get more intriguing. Look at him just hiding up there. I've never seen that with the visitor behavior before. Nice try. But look who's snuck up on now. Sleuth beads. Oh, side mission. A piano school. That definitely seems like a cursed piece of music. Oh, shit. Shadow Hunter. He heard me! You see that? He heard me! So my crouch trick doesn't work. It only works when... Hang on, what if I do this? Oh, never mind. And thank God the stealth makes so much sense for a first-person game. Might seem a little absurd to you that this pole is somehow blocking his field of view, but it's a first-person game. You have to have this kind of capability. Because if you didn't have these kind of stealth systems, then the stealth would be very bad in this game, and it's not. A rice ball filled with tasty salmon bits. Experts posit that salmon was a vital food source in eastern Japan, starting in the Jomon period, from 12,000 BCE to 1000 BCE, which hints at the long history between the fish and the Japanese people. That's a cat statue, yeah. You know, it totally makes sense for that to be a cat statue, because of course the Nekomata, the cats seem to be the traditional merchants of Japanese folklore, or at least in this game's case. So it makes sense why it would do that. I can't look at that right now. I hate this kind of key signature, the pianos. Something about it never sits right with me. And it's just annoying. It's a kind of dreary music that comes across as more so annoying than actually evil. Even though there are some cases where this kind of key signature definitely comes across as evil. I mean, I practically heard such a key signature in that movie Sybil. And Sybil was my first taste with a movie dealing with an abusive parent and a child, and Sybil was heartbreaking to say the least. And that's definitely what caused me to not like the whole idea of this kind of key signature with pianos. But at the moment, this is proving to be an annoying key signature. It's playing Moonlight Sonata, a nice homage to Resident Evil 1. Oh shit! Now you're learning Yakito. Now, aiming for the legs just causes the enemies to be stunned a little bit more, it seems. Yeah, that music is pretty annoying. Let's shut this guy down. Oh, looks like somebody doesn't like uninvited guests. Huh. What's what? That's all you're gonna say, KK? Nothing else? Akito, you're not going to indulge in this? It's a little odd. Major and minor prodigies. Giovanni is most widely remembered as the mentor of Santon, the piano prodigy. However, there was a time when he himself was regarded as a genius. His fame was fleeting. Few remember his earlier work, as he quickly became relegated to Santon's shadow. At the young age of 11, Santon ended up pushing Giovanni out of the limelight and taking everything he had. No kidding. But there are definitely the nostalgic sort, and I'm the type for that as well, with the older sort. But of course, when it comes to gaming, huge difference, because unlike Under the Mayo, I do not let nostalgia cloud my judgment. I might have started off with the older Resident Evil games, like with Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6, but I was able to completely ignore that and actually consider Resident Evil 7 to be a true masterpiece compared to those games, for sure. And I am someone who can definitely break free from those kind of limitations with nostalgia. Because nostalgia is a leash. It's just a restraint on your ability to think with common sense. Delivery slip to Dozaki Piano School. The following items were delivered. Portrait of Giovanni, Sonata Art Company. I love how we're doing something different with the side mission. We're actually investigating. Like, the side missions definitely mix things up, which is pretty cool compared to Odyssey. Odyssey utilized its investigation mechanic way too much, but at least this game knows when to use its mechanics sparingly, and for very specific kinds of sequences. Journal. I must be crazy hearing the hollow echo of notes against the walls of that empty room, and yet there's no mistaking that take on the song. I'd know that girl's rendition of Moonlight Sonata anywhere. So obviously, assuming Shinji Mikami had some influence in this game, he's referencing Moonlight Sonata, which is that song he played in Resident Evil 1, because Moonlight Sonata is a famous song in a lot of classical song history. But with the amount I've heard Moonlight Sonata, it's losing its taste, and it's proving to be the kind of song that generates noxious stimuli to my brain, and noxious stimuli is an official term in biology or in psychology, so bear that in mind. She was my only student, capable of true genius, but the accident put an end to that, claimed her life, and stole her talent from the world. Now there's nothing left in this classroom but echoes of the past. But even if they are echoes, I can't stop listening. Who are you? I mean, as KK said, corruption tends to be based on emotions. So most likely someone had a hatred for this kind of music. And they corrupted it. I mean, KK commented on the portrait of Giovanni. Yeah, I knew it.
反応した。この絵はジョバンニなんだ。
雑誌に載っていた音楽家か。さてはこいつが汚れの原因だな。
Oh yeah, obviously it makes sense. But yeah, this is our first time doing dialogue options. How cool is that? Like again, they're constantly adding new mechanics as you're continuing through the game. And multiple dialogue options that are there because they're there, and not because they have impact on the story and they don't massively change the story, like those dialogue options in Evil Within 2, where you just said them because you wanted to hear additional lore. That's what I mean. That's the kind of dialogue option I like.
やっぱりだ。自分の弟子とこの子を重ねて嫉妬していたんだ。
This is... Oh, shit! Okay. That is pathetic. What a cool idea. What a nice change of pace. What a different aesthetic to a side mission. Which, speaking with a portrait, God, this game gets even better and better. I mean, that wasn't as high octane as what I did previously with that mask, but that right there was a nice change to the aesthetic. It's just so surprising.
いい曲だな。
そういうこともわかるんだね。
どういう意味だよ。
私ちゃんと弾ける。ちゃんと月光が弾けるんだ。よかった。
And I can play that in the afterlife.
聞けないのはちょっと残念かもな。
そうだね。
Nice. That was a pretty interesting side mission. I wonder what new mechanics we might discover in these side missions. Like, this is the great thing about the side missions. They have their own identities. Like, that side mission was unique because we spoke to a portrait, and then we got that jump scare. Like, we were using investigation mechanics. Like, each side mission just feels like it has its own specific mechanics to make it have its own identity. That's so cool that it does that.
いい動きだったぞ。
Yeah, my fault, KK. Mock me.
お楽しみのところ悪いが。
止めよ
う。よくわからんが何か来たぞ。な、味方ってことはなさそうだ。
What was KK commenting about just then? Something about not our team? That was close. Simply badass, this whole mechanic is.
あの巨人が塔を守っているみたいだ。
ああ、
What giant? Oh, that giant over there. Huh. Yeah, that looks very problematic. Would not want to engage in combat with that enemy. Let's keep it up. Cleanse more of the Torii gates. Unlock more side activities. And then we'll indulge in them. Why is there corruption here? Can I... Okay, I can use this elevator over here. Oh. Oh, okay, so it's just another way to get up to the Torii gate. Alright. But if it's on the roof, then most likely there are wanderers. They haven't spawned in yet, because I'm not in proximity. Yep, there they are. As I predicted. Alright. I quite like that alternative route to get up here. It's nice that you don't hold on to lower leveled prayer beads. The game just replaces those lower level beads with the higher level beads, so that you're not cluttering your inventory with old stuff and not having to like get rid of them. The crows are pretty active. Oh, what's this?
なんだ
Taxidermy crow. The stuffed remains of a crow. It looks like it was used in some sort of ceremony. You know, that looks a lot like the crow from Resident Evil Village. We saw a lot of these crows hanging off the ropes like that when we were doing that introduction sequence as Ethan. The stuffed remains of a crow, it looks like it was used in some sort of ceremony. The concept of crows being wise has persisted throughout human history. Oh, I've never thought of crows being wise. The only thing that has ever persisted throughout human history is how much the crows are associated with death, not with them being wise. But never heard of this. Aesop penned a fable on the subject in The Bird in Borrowed Feathers. To win a competition that would determine the king of the birds, a crow decided its black plumage would not be enough, and so collected all of the beautiful feathers the other birds dropped. The crow made a brilliant show of wearing them and won the competition. However, this brought about the ire of the other birds, who then swooped down upon the crow and stripped it of both the feathers and its title. Crows have been known to learn how to mimic human speech and use simple tools. It is even believed that they have intelligence comparable to that of a 7-year-old human child. Okay, so I've never heard of crows being able to mimic human speech, but I have seen them use simple tools in a documentary. It was focusing on intelligence in animals, but I know there are certain crows or certain birds that use sticks in order to grab bugs. So basically, in inaccessible holes, they use a stick, a very tiny stick, that they have to understand the measurements properly in order to use those sticks effectively. In order to place a stick near a bug that is inside of the hole, get the bug to grab it, then pull it out, and then that's when they start eating it. I've seen that done before in that documentary. It was pretty fascinating. So that's a great example of using simple tools, but mimicking human speech? The only birds we really know of that mimic human speech are parrots, but I've never heard of crows being able to do that. But one has to wonder, what exactly this kind of crow is doing in Resident Evil Village. Why is this here? I mean, it says it was used in some sort of ceremony, and we know, like, there's that big ceremony happening with Rose in Resident Evil Village, but nothing here really indicates why the crows were hung. We don't even know if the villagers or the Lycans hung up those crows. That's what's a little confusing. It must have been the villagers if they're talking about ceremony. But of course, the Lycans, they were puppets to Mother Miranda's ceremony, of course. So I don't know. And, ooh, I do not like these odds right here. Come on. He's coming. I kind of wish there was an upgrade that allowed you to increase the range on the wind. But I imagine it'd be kind of unnecessary. That's right, come here. Is he not able to wander past that boundary? See, he's not being attracted to my sounds. He's not attracted to my sounds, because I already made noise prior. Let's cleanse this Torii gate over here. Oh, it's on the roof. Now what? There must be another way. Maybe I can climb up here. Yeah, I can. Okay. I quite like this aspect to figuring out how to get up onto roofs. It adds a bit of thinking to the mix. It's just a nice change of pace, if you ask me, when figuring out how to get to these story gates. Alright, let's get up here. I'm surprised we haven't seen any wanderers. Talisman beads. I'm interested to see what that does. I'm going to equip this. That'll be very helpful when using the Sun Talisman to hit multiple enemies. And also with the Exposure Talisman, now that I know that the Exposure Talisman has a lingering effect on it. Whoa. It's a cemetery. This literally looks like a stadium. It's quite a massive cemetery. Tatsui Shrine. In the late Edo period, during the 18th century, this Buddhist temple housed what was known as a Terakoya, a type of temple-run school dedicated to educating the children of the nearby townspeople. Perhaps because of that background, the temple today continues to be known for hosting regular events geared towards children. This is too easy.
なんだ何が起こってるんだ
あの巨人だくそまるでアー
What?
チだな
Oh shit! 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 That's not good. Oh, I'm trapped. Just when I thought this game has already given me so much, it surprises me again. God, the surprises never stop getting old with this game. As Megatron would say in Transformers Prime in that one episode. Oh! I knew that! I knew that was gonna happen, and I still messed it up. Holy shit! Oh no! Okay, I need fire. I need fire right now. Stay down! Alright. Damn it! Yeah, you gotta be very careful when those slashers rush towards you, because their melee attack is very fast. Damn it! It's one of the hardest parts with grabbing cores in this game. I'm out. Good. Oh, a Crimson Kuchisake. That was close. I thought for a second there she wasn't going to get stunned. What the?
あれは迂闊に近づける代物じゃねえ。あの世の霧が集まってできてる。このまま突っ込んだところで魂が引き剥がされるだけだ。
じゃあどうすればいいんだよ
簡単だ。思いっきり突っ込むんだよ。案内する。行くぞ。
So, business as usual.
よし次に行こうか
Or not. But let's cleanse the Torii Gate. Legend of the Giants? Long, long ago, giants roamed these lands. Their movements brought about powerful winds, great mountains rose in their wake, and even their footprints formed massive canyons. These giants were known as Daidarabochi? Why is that name so familiar? Isn't Daidarabochi the name of Evelyn's theme song when you fight her in her boss fight in Resident Evil 7? Or am I thinking of a different one? Because I know Daidara was the first word you heard in that title.
突っ込むって大丈夫なの？
前に凛子たちが霧を突破する方法を考えていた。それにかけてみる。
The line at the ramen shop. A report written by KK regarding a ramen shop attracting a monstrous clientele. Normally, a ramen shop attracting a line of hungry folks, night after night, is nothing to write home about. People like a nice hot bowl of ramen after work, no mystery there. Now, if you had a ramen shop with a line full of monsters, that'd be something, though. And that's exactly what we've been hearing rumors about. Some famous joint that had shut down apparently had big old lines of monsters forming for it, so we decided to pay a visit to the site and see what was up. Dale was keen on going himself. Okay, so we have another mention of Dale here, but I'm pretty sure he was just in it for the ramen. Ed came along too, but he just played a recording of himself giving a big lecture on the history of ramen the whole way there. Wow, that sounds like a personality type I've heard before in Call of Duty, for instance, with Marlton Johnson, or like with Spencer Reed from Criminal Minds, but he's not the type to make recordings of himself. Weird company aside, 3 guys heading out for a quick bowl of ramen sure does take me back to my younger days. We got to the place and found, sure enough, a big line outside packed with beefy-looking monsters. They were all just standing around, though, not going inside, so we spooked them a little and got them to disperse. When we got inside, the place was thick with the scent of pork belly and, I don't know, humanity. It was like you could almost feel emotions wafting through the air. Turns out, the owner had turned into some kind of malevolent specter, but he was still just cooking up a storm. I asked what the deal was, and he told us that he'd help his protege set up his own shop, only for the punk to go and open it right in the same neighborhood and start siphoning off his customer base. The restaurant biz is cutthroat, I tell you. The owner told us if we ordered a bowl of ramen and ate it, he'd let us purge him. I wasn't a fan of the idea. We barely know what's in normal restaurant food, right? But I took one for the team and went along with it. It was let's call it a unique experience. Learned a lot about food from the underworld from that meal. Ed better appreciate what I did there, though, I'll tell you that. So I'm guessing it's like the other underworld food I've eaten. The ones that actually grant me special characteristics. I bet he's eating stuff like that. On the way back, we stopped to have some actual ramen, and Dale was all over it. Ed refused to touch his until it was ice cold. Said something about carbs being better for your body when they're cold. Probably should have introduced him to sukemen. That would have done the trick. Oh well. Okay, so I'm amazed that this malevolent inspector didn't cook food that was damaging to the soul. If he was that overrun with emotions. So much corruption right there. But apparently not. And it looks like I have stuff to sell at the merchant, or at the Nekomata. I gotta stop saying merchant. Oh wait, it's an archaeology Nekomata. Okay, so there's different kinds of Nekomata. Okay. Oh, there's a Forlorn. Okay, so I cannot eliminate Forlorn with the bow. I gotta get in close. What's she doing? But what is this? It's a Forsaken. So the red one is a Forsaken. A type of visitor born from the inexhaustible rage of young children. Though it doesn't attack others outright, it does summon other powerful visitors to fight for it. Okay, so I kind of wish it was a little bit more unique than that. inexhaustible rage of young children, that just seems commonplace. But this, a type of visitor born from the sorrow of abused children. I mean, abused children make up a very unique subgroup, but this one, it seems like it comes from just a completely generic subgroup of young children. So it's not that interesting. So if that's the case, then what about those red and green variants to the Students of Misery? I didn't get any database entries. So what do we have here? The dragon has struck
や
again?
けにそっけないな。
その襖にはかつて竜が描かれていました。合戦に敗れた武家の者が仲間を弔おうと思い、彼らの血を炭に混ぜ竜を描いたのです。しかし、弔いの竜はこの地に災いをもたらしました。
死者の血で汚れちまったんだろうな。それだけ死んだ者の恨みが大きかったってことか。
その時の住職はすぐにこの襖を焼き払おうとしました。ですが竜は襖から抜け出し、地面にある流血に飛び込んだのです。そして龍脈の中に消えていったと言われています。
絵の竜が逃げた？そんなことが本当に
Flew out of the painting.
汚れが原因ならあり得るぜ。龍脈に流血。少しこの辺りを調べてみるか。おそらく龍脈の中に龍は潜んでいるはずだ。
Okay. Oh, there it is.
あそこ
That seems pretty big for a painting of a dragon.
流血があるはずだ。これが流血か。よし、こいつを閉じるぞ。
Okay, it's gonna take us to a different plane, it seems.
待て
流血があるはずだ。それも閉じるぞ。そうすれば龍
Oh, there's corruption here.
俺たちの前に出てくる。
Oh, there it is. Uh-oh. I keep thinking I can punish that with a strike attack, but it doesn't seem like it. Oh, well, that's pretty obvious.
了解
Well, this is definitely the final one. Oh, there's cubes over here.
もう逃げ場もなくなってきたんじゃないか。
Well, there's that green student of misery right over there. Oh shit.
呼んでもないのに来てほしくないよ
Yo, here she comes. They're draining this one, I gotta move fast. It's time to put you down. Oh, it's Ed or Rinko.
おいリンコ、エドと連絡が取れるか。
無理ね。彼は送られてくる例の処置で手が回らないみたいよ。何か彼と話したいことがあるの？
いや、話したいことは何もないな。
でしょ？
What does that mean? What, you think your whole act of wanting to call him is not actually that? It's more so a deterministic belief that, oh, it was purpose. That definitely says that I should call him. It was fate. Something like that. Because we've heard about this deterministic view before. Nice that it doesn't penalize you for going off to do something else, because if they're going to be presenting multiple side missions at once, I mean, that was a world event though, so that was different. It should not penalize you for leaving the side mission.
観念するんだな。
Whoa. Wow, too weak to fight us yourself? You have to rely upon these lackeys? You can't fight us like the dragon you are? I thought you were a mighty beast! I thought you brought down multiple samurai! What a wuss! You are such a wuss! Oh shit. Alright, I talk big, I need to deliver big. Damn it! They keep throwing stuff at me. Like the wusses they are. Oh, look at them running away. 'Cause I'm too far away. This is actually very handy. Okay, that knocked him over. That's good. Oh, I can shoot the projectiles out of the air. That helps. Oh, god damn it! At least I've just shit. These guys are so keen at throwing crap at me. There are a lot of enemies today. Oh, damn it! Fuck me! They keep throwing shit at me! I need to find cover. I thought the enemies... Okay, so you don't get iframes during the animation, so that whole description about the melee core grab, where the enemies can't interrupt you, it means that they can't cancel your animation, but you still take damage in the process. Oh! God damn it! Every time I cannot see the projectiles because the enemies keep blocking my line of sight. At least I was able to redirect that into another enemy. I gotta make sure I stay on the move so I don't get hit by these projectiles. God, they just keep throwing crap. It's like the civilians in Infamous when they keep throwing those rocks at the enemies. Now I know what it's like to be the enemies in that case. Is that it? Oh no, there's still more. No, I can't melee them. That sucks. I can shoot them, but I can't melee them. That seems kind of odd. Okay, he has a range attack as well, but he throws 3 projectiles. That was helpful just then. There's gotta be some good cover around here. I mean, I can use these ethereal objects, like this. Well, that's already working out. That was very close. I still wish you could punish that with a quick purge. That would make doing the perfect block have more incentive. Alright. Now for the meathead over here. I still question if it's worth perfect blocking him. And this I have to jump over. I doubt you can perfectly block that. Oh, you can! Oh, but he has a combo. So what is the incentive for doing that? Yeah, again, there's no incentive. There's literally no incentive for the perfect block. That's my main issue with the game. I mean, that kind of combo, if you perfectly block every hit in the combo, it should put him into a stun animation that you could punish with a strike attack. Or, I'm sorry, with a purge attack. That should be proper incentive for that. I mean, it's a combo. It's a combo that he doesn't necessarily have to do, but he chooses to do it. I should be rewarded with a quick purge. And it's tough, because his attacks are fast. The timing is very specific. Like, what? It should work like that. And see, like, he's only continuing the combo when I perfectly block. So perfectly blocking him puts me in a situation that's more dangerous than not perfectly blocking him. I really don't understand that. I don't know why they would favor that with this enemy. Oh, never mind. He can do the combo without perfectly blocking. Must be range dependent. Yeah, this so far is the hardest combat encounter for me. Aside from that one where there were those slashers supporting that woman with the hammer, just beating into that straw doll. Finally! God! What a pain in the ass.
みたいだな。
さあ元の場所に戻るんだ。
寺に戻ってみるか。あの絵がどうなってるか気になる。
Yeah, let's do that. But yeah, guys, that's just my main gripe with the combat right now. It's the perfect block. The perfect block should have had a lot more potential to it, but all it does is just stop you from taking damage. But you're already going to be favoring other avenues for not taking any damage, so why would you ever want to indulge in the perfect block? And the upgrades don't even help with that, because you already get a lot of ether from other sources. So it doesn't make any sense to me, guys.
竜の汚れは払った。ようやくこれでまっとうな弔いができるぜ。
ありがとうございます。これで長年の災いが消えるでしょう。
Yeah, but it sounds like I'm disappointed, but I'm actually not.
できた絵だね。
ああ、今にも飛び出しそうだ。実際飛び出してしまってたけどな。
I mean, am I disappointed that the perfect block could have done with a lot more? Yes, but it's not enough to make me hate the game, because I'm already finding other ways of dealing with the enemies. And maybe if I was using my talismans a little bit more often, because I have been saving them, or my bow and arrow, I could have had a better time with that, but I wanted to not use those weapons. And what do we have here? A wooden fish. A musical instrument used by Buddhist monks when reading sutras. Sutras. Japanese wooden fish are produced in Aichi by chopping and hollowing out a log in a process that can sometimes take as much as 10 to 15 years to complete. The reason the instrument is modeled after a fish lies in a fish's propensity to sleep with its eyes open. The idea is that one should only sleep sparingly so that time can be spent training and strengthening one's faith. Understandable.